It wasn't too many years ago when you might be out driving and you're not sure where you were going or how to get there, looking for a sign to reassure you that you're on the right road. And then maybe after a couple miles of waiting, you see that there's an intersection up ahead. Intersections have signs. This is good. I'm going to find out where I am. But then you get to the intersection, there's like 6 signs. And you have to go right through the intersection, so you don't know still where you're going. North, south, left, right. Maybe that's a little bit how Thomas felt at the Last Supper table with Jesus. Jesus is telling his closest friends, I'm going to leave you for a while, but don't worry, because I'll come back to take you with me. And besides which, you know where I'm going and you know how to get there. But Thomas, the doubter, the realist, the practical guy, says, Jesus, we have no idea where you're going. How could we possibly know the way? Have you ever been in that kind of spot? A place where you felt lost and didn't know where to go? When you didn't know the way home? Or maybe you were no longer sure where home was? Has there ever been a time in your life, have there been times in your lives when you just couldn't figure out where to go next, which way to turn? What would be the right thing to do, the best thing to do? What might God want you to do? Maybe Thomas felt that kind of frustration when he heard Jesus say, you know the way. But Thomas didn't know the way. It's the frustration of thinking there is a way. I should know the way. I want to know the way. I need to know the way, but I don't. And Jesus' answer here is not altogether or immediately satisfying. It's certainly not a quick solution. Thomas is asking for directions, and Jesus says, well, Tom, it's just down the road a piece. Follow me, and if you lose me, well, just keep following me. That's basically what Jesus says here. What Thomas wants, what Thomas needs, but he doesn't know about it yet, is a GPS. What Jesus offers is, Thomas, I am your GPS. I am your map. I am your way. I am your truth. In fact, Thomas, I am your life. So stay as close to me as you can. And if you do, if you stay close to me, you'll always be heading in the right direction. Make every effort, Thomas, to stay on the road that leads to the truth. And do everything you can to avoid the shortcuts and the dead ends of what's easy and false. Don't head in any direction that eats away at your heart, your hopes, your dreams. Always, Thomas, always choose the road that leads you to life, the route that enlivens you, that brings you deep and lasting peace, the road that's already well worn by the feet of those whose integrity and whose wisdom you admire and aspire to. Choose the way that brings you light and life, and you'll end up right where you're supposed to be. Even if right now you don't know where that is or how to get there, even if right now you can't see where the Lord is leading you, even if right now you can't see the Lord at all. Someone else has said much more beautifully exactly what I'm trying to say to you here this afternoon. That someone else is another Thomas Merton, great spiritual writer. Here's Thomas Merton's prayer. Oh God, I have no idea where I'm going. I don't see the road ahead of me. I don't know for certain where it will end. I don't really always know my own self. And the fact that I think I'm doing what you ask of me doesn't necessarily mean that I am. But I believe that even the desire to do what's right does in fact please you. And I hope I have that desire in everything I do, the desire to do what you ask of me. And I hope I'll never do anything apart from that desire. And I know that if I live my life that way, you'll lead me by the right path, even though I may not even know I'm on it. So I will trust you always, especially when I'm lost, even when I walk in the valley of the shadow of death. Even then, I will not be afraid, because you will be with me, and you will never leave me to face my perils alone. I told you he said it better. In a few moments, we'll go to the altar, the table where Jesus will meet us in the bread and cup of the same supper he shared with Thomas on the night before he died. Though the Lord may sometimes seem distant or even absent along the path of our life, we can always find him here in the Eucharist. At this table, through his word and this sacrament, he reroutes us, gets us back on the right path. He renews his friendship with us, and he promises us, he promises you and me, as he promised Thomas, to be the way when we're lost, to show us the light of truth when we're doubting and confused, and to be our life, even and especially when our path takes us through the shadows of death. So come to the Lord's table and be refreshed. The journey can be very long, and we can easily and often lose our way. But at this table, the Lord meets us and sets us again on the right path. We need his help because he truly is the way, the only way. He truly is our truth, our only truth. He truly is our life, the life that has no end.